Hello, recorders. Well, today Sony dropped the Morbius teaser trailer. As for me, for Morbius, I'm not like super familiar with the character, like comic book wise. I mean, I'm mostly familiar with him from the 90s Spider Man cartoon, which I'll probably rewatch the episodes he was in on Disney Plus. And as for this trailer, well, we got Jared Leto, yes, Leto, playing a Marvel character, which who knows what's gonna happen to him as Joker in the DCEU? Like, no one knows right now. I mean, it's like they don't care. I mean, all they cared about was Joaquin Phoenix's Joker. Anyway, as for looking at this trailer, yes, you get some generic things. A sickly man trying to look for a cure, has a rare blood disease, and so on. As for me, like, yeah, Leto, he creepily, like, really embodies, like, this character he's trying to bring out. Like, he, like creepily embodies it pretty well, which is kind of perfect. I mean, Leto, he's like as you've said before, he's very selective of his acting roles. And he's a method actor and he puts himself in it, which I could give him props for that. As for the aesthetics of this, like I gotta double check on who's the director of this, like what his previous filmography is, because this is like some interesting stuff and not like the kind of generic like superhero aesthetics you would see in a superhero movie or a comic book movie. Like they're giving a more horror kind of take of it. Like I do find it pretty interesting and pretty fresh, and I like to see more of what comes for it. As for like there's not we get more of the character, like he's the central, like the character of Morbius, like in this one, especially for people that are not like say super familiar with the comic books. But there's not much of a plot, and of course, like the two things that stood out to everyone that's going to be talking about is when Morbius is like walking through the street and blam, what do we see? Spider-Man mural, or saying that Spider-Man murderer. Now this is going to cause a lot of head scratches because this movie is supposed to take place within the same universe as Venom. And there's been like this whole like conflict, like say like, hey, is this in the same universe as the MCU? Is this opposite? Is this like think of it like how we have the MCU films and then we have the MCU Netflix stuff, like, and now Kevin Feige has confirmed that that doesn't exist in the same universe. It's like we tricked you or whatever, and it's like, come on. So we're gonna get that. It's because I mean, this is actually supposed to be Tom Holland's Spider-Man, not like Garfield's or whatever. So that's it. And it's like, oh, this movie takes place in the same universe. It's like, and then here's the final shot. We get Michael Keaton. Now, it's not confirmed if he's playing a different character or he's the Vulture, but a lot of us suspect that he's the Vulture because, like, he's even wearing a similar outfit that he had at the end of Homecoming, like, going into the cuckoo house, but it's like, oh my god, they have done it. Now this is something like, Sony's been wanting to do ever since they had like when they were doing the Amazing Spider-Man. Like they just wanted to create their own cinematic universe of Spider-Man characters, like their biggest asset to compete against the MCU. But apparently that didn't work out, as they have tried so hard. Like they setting up plots for their Sinister Six movie, which didn't happen, or Amazing Spider-Man 3. It's like the whole thing fell through, and they decided to like, okay, Marvel, let's choose Spider-Man for this, but you have to play on our terms too. And it's caused this like say like in Venom 2, which is also supposed to come out this year, that is Tom Holland's Spider-Man gonna make a cameo in this, or like of course Sony, they're pushing for Tom Hardy's Venom to interact with Spider-Man in a Spider-Man 3, or who knows, or else Sony's like, if you don't play on our terms, Marvel, no more Spider-Man in the MCU. It's like, this whole thing's stressing. Instead of trying to, establish the universe you want, just focus on the characters. Like, don't just throw them out like you did with the Rhino in the Amazing Spider-Man 2, because everyone still hates that to this point. I mean, 5 years since then. It's like you just gotta be careful on how you place a certain character or what you're trying to do with this film. Like in this one, like focus on Morbius, like just Morbius. Don't tie him into like Blade, which we're not gonna have Blade anytime soon. As for the trailer, tell me what you guys thought below. Share your comments with me. Like, are you excited for this? Are you getting tired of comic book stuff? But me, this seems a very fresh idea, and I like to see what more they come out of this. But just don't try to milk it with trying to build a universe, Sony. We've been through this. Anyway, comment down below, tell me what you think, and catch you next time, recorders.